What's going on, collective? Welcome or welcome back to the channel. Welcome to your collective message of the day. For those of you who are new here, my name is Shawnee. This is MelanatedMindfulness Tarot. I am glad to have you here. I do my best to upload daily collective messages throughout the week. I also, when or as the opportunity presents itself, I upload messages for each zodiac sign, as well as what I like to call collective conversations. So if that is anything that you may be interested in, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, please and thank you. And if you're interested in booking a session or a service with me, if you are interested in following me on any of the other platforms that I am associated with, make sure that you check out the description area because all of that information is there. Okay? And I know I haven't said it in a while, but y'all already know that as you're entering this space, I am sending you all of the good energy and the positive vibes that you may need in or at this time. Now let's get into this collective message of the day so we can see what Spirit has for us today, okay? Thank you. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, you know our hearts and our situations. Can you please give us the cards that we need in order for us to be able to receive the message at hand with an open mind and an open heart? Ashe. Okay, and excuse me if y'all can hear my nieces in the background. I've been telling them to try to keep it down, but I can hear them. I don't know if y'all can hear them, right? But underneath it all, first and foremost, this is the Three of Swords, okay? Listen, boo. The way that you've been processing information, the way that you think about stuff is what's really been like triggering you or causing your feelings to be hurt in some way, shape, or form, right? So be mindful of how you associate yourself with the things that are going on around you, right? Wherever your frequency is pretty much where you're going to be able to receive. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Just if you're vibrating on a certain level, when you receive something from someone or somebody, you're going to process that a certain type of way, either on a low vibrational or pessimistic side, or on the high vibrational and optimistic side. You understand where I'm coming from? It's really how you're processing this information and or why you're processing it in the way that you are. So let me see what else is up under there. When you recognize and you realize that the way that you've been thinking about these things is what's making you feel some type of way about them, you'll put yourself in a position to like start coming closer to your Ten of Cups, right? At this time, it's almost like you're fighting against seeing things in a different way, with this Seven of Wands being right here and then this Ace of Discs being under it. So it's like you're fighting against the new beginning. You're fighting against the very thing that you're trying to have or that you're wanting to have to actually happen for you, right? So listen, pay attention to how you're thinking about things. Just keep your eyes open, sort of, kind of speak, right? On the table. Now, that was just underneath it all. So let's get into what we have on the table. And we only have 4 cards, so we shouldn't be here for no long time, right? First card on the table, the Princess of Swords. So if you look at this card, whatever this is, it's already destructive. Like, it's already falling apart. And then here you go, you still trying to hold on to it. You still trying to save it, right? That goes back into that Three of Swords energy that was underneath it all. There is some type of belief or some type of thought process that you're holding on to, and you see that it's not working for you. You see that it's like, you know what? Every time I do the same thing, I'm trying to do it better. I'm getting better at doing it, but it's still producing the same results. It's still, it's still not showing up and giving me what I'm trying to get out of it. You have to really they just said be smarter than that, right? I'm not being rude. I am truly coming from a place of genuine love and, I guess transparency, vulnerability. I don't know. You understand where I'm coming from. But you don't have to constantly stay and be torn in between the two of what you want to try and what somebody else has taught or told you to do over time. You understand where I'm coming from? With this Two of Swords here, this is still here. It's still like, damn, I don't know if I'm supposed to do this or do that, right? You want to do what's going to work, but then at the same time, you don't want to have to move in a way where you're going to be like judged by the people who actually mean the most to you, because people done already said, well, if you do that, I'm not doing this, or if you do that, that's going to make it seem like this. So now you're constantly trying to figure out like, well, damn, which way is going to actually work? Because you got people, what's happening is that you have people who have not yet accomplished the obstacle or the challenge that you're facing right now. You have people who have yet to accomplish that part of themselves on their own, but they're trying to tell you how to do it. And because you value their opinion and you respect them so much, it's like, damn, I don't want to go against what they're saying, because maybe they know more than me, because they're older than me, or because they have more experience in other areas than I do. So I'm assuming they should have more experience in this area than I do, but it doesn't work like that. And maybe what worked for them ain't working for you. They can push and tell you how they did something, even if it did actually work, doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for you. Y'all path is not the same path, right? So you take whatever it is that you need and you leave the rest. Be okay with leaving the rest, because there is something that needs to change in a way. Like, there is something that needs to change. There is something that needs to shift, right, from one side of the spectrum to the other. In those things that you find most complicated, in those things that you find most, like in the dark side, look at them in another way. Like, the things that you feel are not actually working, they're presenting something to you. Dissect it. Like, dissect whatever that is. What they just showed me was like, you feel like it's lines or holes all through your shit. That's why my eyes went like some type of way. You feel like there's lines or holes or like thin lines between this and that, and it may be true. So with the information that you have, what's going to put you in a position to experience more happiness, more joy, right? What's going to put you in that position? What is it? What is that thing that you need to do for you to be able to have a better experience for yourself? This ain't got nothing to do with nobody else, right? You have to start thinking for yourself. You have to start showing up for yourself. You have to start putting in the work. Like, you got to start somewhere. And maybe even the people who have been giving you information this long, like, they're holding on to ways that are outdated. Like, do yourself a favor and start doing your own research, instead of being so okay with just taking what somebody else has to give you. Yes, it's going to take a little bit of your time, but in order for you to learn whatever it is that you need to learn, it's going to be worth it. Like, you taking that 15 minutes to an hour to educate yourself, right? To start becoming more familiar with it. And then once you become familiar with it, you're going to be probably put in a position where you're like, oh, I need to learn more about that. I want to understand that more. I want to have a better idea of exactly what is trying to be presented to me with this information that I'm receiving in this moment. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's okay. Because there's things that people do and they think that they're doing the right thing. In all honesty, it may be right for them, but because it's right for them, boo, don't mean that it has to be right for you. And this is where, like, that elevation, it comes. When you're elevating, it's going to require you to expand in so many different ways, right? Allow yourself to expand in all the ways that you may need to in order for it to make sense. Because again, at this point, you're just fighting against the new beginning. You don't want to go. It's almost like you want the new beginning, but you don't want to have to do anything different to experience the new beginning that's there. Don't be so resistant. Look at the situation from a bigger picture, right? You're a part of that. Look at the bigger picture. That's all. Just try. Just do that for me for 2 days, right? Just look at the bigger picture. And when you start looking at the bigger picture, I promise you, more of the things that hasn't made sense to you for a long time will start making sense to you in due time. It's all up here. Your thought process, the things that you're trying so hard to hold on to. because you think it's the right way. Don't think about it as being right or wrong. Think about it as being like necessary or not, or something like that. But it's time. It's time. There's pros and cons and everything. Again, you're gonna have to at some point decide what you need to do, like what's gonna work best for you, not what seems to work for everybody else, or how did people like how did it work for them? Like, how did it work for them? Don't be so focused on that. You can pay attention to it, and then you can try to implement certain things, strategies, or methods in your own way. But don't be so fixated and caught up on trying to do it the exact same way as somebody else. It ain't gonna work like that. There may, like a certain aspect, certain areas, yes, it may. But you're you and they're them. And you got to make it make sense for yourself at the end or the beginning of the day. All right? So do with this message what you will, love. I definitely hope it brought some clarity, confirmation, transformation, some type of, healing within you. And until next time, make sure you enjoy yourself. And if you have not yet subscribed, make sure you do so. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.